Tonight at the show, it's the first of 5 meetings between the Wings and the Panthers this season, the first of 3 this month. The Panthers come in 28th in goals for, 27th in goals against, 28th in power play, 28th in penalty kill. But if you get a goalie who's hot, well, all those numbers can be sort of pushed aside. Let's take a look at the goalie matchup. It's brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And Tim Thomas, with his resume, with his history, has the ability to do just that, to get on a very nice roll.
He most certainly does in Boston. Stanley Cup winner, Conn Smythe winner. Then he took a year off. He disappeared. We didn't see him for a year. Now he's back with the Florida Panthers. Proud of him with good goaltending. He's a veteran guy that knows how to win. He's been a little inconsistent, but that's to be expected after taking a year off. He's had 3 good games, 3 off games, 3 good games, 3 off games. The Wings are hoping to catch him on one of those off nights tonight.
Jonas Gustafsson 8-0-1 in his first 9 starts. That hasn't been done by a Red Wings goalie with a point at least in his first 9 starts since Manny Legacy back in 2000. He's the first Swedish goalie to get that done. And back-to-back goes Gus.
Yeah. Well, it's a case of get on the bus. Gus, the bus just keeps on rolling. 8-0-1. He's playing solid, playing confident. As Coach Mike Babcock said, he's 8-0-1. There's no reason not to start him. He's earned his starts, and he's playing again tonight. And there's Tim Thomas preparing himself. He hasn't played a lot in Joe Louis. It will be interesting to see if he's used to these weird boards, the bounces, but very good goalie. It's good to see him back home in Michigan.
Absolutely. A little special for a homecoming for Tim Thomas here in Detroit. Let's get it started. To Ken Daniels and Mickey Redmond now. Gentlemen.
Thank you, John and Chris. Hello again, everybody. First of 4 meetings with Florida. First of 2 in 4 nights. Heading there for a Tuesday evening rematch and the return of Pavel Datsyuk that night. Eric Furlat, Kelly Sutherland, the referees. Stephen Weiss, in 11 seasons with Florida, to take the face-off to open up against Nick Bukestad, number 27. Now, Weiss going after the puck out there with Alfredson and Abdelkader. As that puck missed Scotty Upshaw. Upshaw with 17 points, number 19 in white. He leads the Panthers. Back to get it, Dylan Olsen. He scored his first NHL goal Thursday in the Panthers' last game. That was a victory over the Winnipeg Jets 5-2. They had dropped 3 straight before beating Winnipeg. Our first changes of the game as Weiss will leave it there for Jonathan Eriksson. As Gustav Nyquist comes over the boards with the red-hot Johan Franzen and Todd Bertuzzi, who gives Franzen the puck. Franzen carries in up the right wing side. In deep he goes. Franzen in back of the goal. Franzen himself. Thomas pucks loose. Quincy diving forward, and he just couldn't get enough on it. Thomas Kopecky, the former Red Wing and Stanley Cup winner out there, number 82 in white. He'll go in there against Quincy, who left it for Brendan Smith. Marcel Gottsch was up on the forecheck for Florida. He wears number 57, and that's 77. Tom Gilbert, the veteran defenseman, will shoot it in. Smith to get it. He's being pestered on the way out of Red Wing territory. Does manage to get the puck to the line. A penalty coming up here to Florida. On the hook on Smith, I would believe. So the Red Wings are going to go to a power play.
It was a pretty good hook and slash at the same time as Smith with good speed. And that's the one thing that Brendan Smith brought to the NHL when he came out of college.
Myra penalty for hooking.
And it looks like our old buddy Kopecky may have saved the day for Florida here. Franzen with a good drive to the net. Tim Thomas had an earful for the referee. Watch Kopecky right there. Nice job to get in there and keep Kyle Quincy from making it 1-0. But Tim Thomas really let the referee have it that he thought he was piled onto when they all drove to the front of the net.
So the Red Wings now on a Bell Tire power play, and Stephen Weiss got that face-off back for Kindle. Samuelson with a shot. Thomas saw it. Puck's loose out front. And the Panthers able to clear it. Red Wing power play went 1 for 5 against New Jersey last night. That was the late goal from Thomas Tatar after a call that perhaps shouldn't have been made against Corey Schneider. So the Red Wings' 7th best power play against the 28th ranked penalty killing unit. Point shot, and Thomas will hold on to that with his left hand. Tim Thomas, the acrobatic, never say die on any shot 39-year-old who grew up in Flint before moving to Davison, where he was a high school star as a junior. and a Stanley Cup winner with Boston, a Vezina Trophy winner in 09, and as Chris said in our open, Nick, he took last season off and didn't sign with Florida until late September.
There's not many of those Nordique draft choices around. That's really old-time history.
Back into the slot, save made. And Florida will clear it. Thomas didn't start in the NHL until he was 28 years old.
That was a great story about him when he got going and finally when he went with Boston and won the Stanley Cup. That the route that he took, it almost like the old days with Johnny Bauer and all those guys spending 10, 12 years in the minors.
Here's Alfredsson. Red Wings on a bell tire power play, just under a minute left in it. As Kronwall walked the line and gives it to Franzen. Tried the slot for Alfredsson. Good job just to hold it in, and a good second effort there by Alfredsson. Then Franzen's pass was deflected, and it's brought through here by Marcel Gottsch. 6 goals in the season for him so far. Thomas Fleischmann, former Red Wing, threw one in on Gustafsson. Left there is Kindle, tripped. Turns back to keep control of the puck as he's forced by Fleischmann. Quincy in front of Gustafsson. One last rush here on this Red Wings man advantage. Tatar tipped it out of the air, had trouble with it, regains control. Gains the line for Abdelkader, gets checked there by Fleischmann. Good work by the Florida forward.
Well, a power play that's not going to come to much as it runs out of time. Trying to make too many plays too cute in front of the net. That's the problem there.
Corey Emerton got checked back of the net, grabbed by Sean Bergenheim, number 20, to the line but not out. Eriksson with a good play to send it through to Tatar. We'll have Abdelkader chase it. Brian Campbell with a nice feed there for Alexander Barkov, the 6'3" forward.
Oof, they're calling for interference there. No call.
Eriksson worked it ahead. Emerton going to get it. Abdelkader hits Florida territory up there along with Emerton. The pass, rebound, scores! Long time coming. Danny Cleary buries it.
You're right about that, Ken. You're right about that. And watch Cleary come over the blue line here. He's hiding over on the left side, and everybody's paying attention to Abdelkader. Tatar going to the front of the net. Nobody there. Cleary's right in perfect position on a pad save from Thomas, and a great, big, juicy rebound. They almost turned this puck over, but right there for Cleary, that is on a platter, and boy, he is one happy camper, I'll guarantee you. Tim Thomas is going, oh no!
In game number 899 in the career of Daniel Cleary, he gets his second goal of this season. Break out of a horrific slump. The Panthers keep the puck in. Jimmy Hayes, another big forward at 6'6", 221, the former Chicago Blackhawk. That fired in off Smith. Abdelkader and Emerton assisting. 4:06. This will roll down off the side of the goal, but it will be icing, and the faceoff will come back into Red Wing territory. And Danny Cleary can breathe a sigh of relief, and there's why. His last goal, October 14th at Boston, 24 games.
Did that 3-2 win? There you go. And Gustafsson was in goal for that one, if I remember correctly.
And Stephen Weiss would have scored in that game, too.
Bingo. Cleary had a good chance last night, had the puck bounce on him. He struggled for sure. No luck for bad luck. So that's good to see him find the back of the net. That always feels good if you're a forward and you can check your head off, but boy, scoring goals is the way to feel good and enjoy this game more than any other part of it.
Well, maybe it's a good sign that Cleary scored. Maybe Weiss will follow, huh?
There you go.
Brought in there by Jonathan Huberdeau, the 3rd overall pick in 2011, and the Calder Trophy winner. His Rookie of the Year. Panthers have some good youngsters. There are 44s in back of the goal as Bertuzzi was able to center it in there against Eric Branson. Another fine young defenseman. Gotch turns inside the line at the half boards. Fake the shot, goes back to the line to Gabranson. Fought off by Gustafsson. Loose in front, penalty upcoming to Detroit.
A couple of good saves by Gustafsson right there. Through a mess. He had his glove up in the air, and I believe that first shot from the point got through everything and hit him right in the glove. Fell in front of him, and then he stopped a point-blank rebound. Look at that save there. And then Kopecky driving all over. There's the penalty for cross-checking. There's the chance. Wow. So Detroit will be short-handed, leading 1-0. Cross-checking, not much question about that. And the big guy, Kopecky, who had that serious injury in Chicago while with Detroit, is in the middle of all of that. He got a big contract by Florida.
The Red Wings now are a man short and a 1-0 lead. Back to the line to Brian Campbell. He'll be on the ice a lot tonight. One of the leaders in ice time in the National Hockey League. Third most. Campbell's got it. Looks in front, tipped over. Tried to get it across to Barkov. Fleischmann moved it over to Campbell. In back of the goal, but out of the reach of Bergenheim. Came in front of the net. They whack away at it. Quincy out of trouble and gets it to center ice. In front of the goal and off Fleischmann and out. They don't have the penalty time up on the board, but it did start at 14:12, and it's not on the clock here at center ice either. So countdown 2 minutes.
52 seconds have gone by so far.
Now it's back up. There you go. It popped up now. Back to the line. Kulikov to Campbell. Back to Dmitry Kulikov. Huberdeau a shot missed. Kulikov couldn't keep it in, and Brian Campbell will go back to get it.
That's where the lack of patience showed right there. He's got to wait just a hair longer until his teammate gets set up in front of the net. In the meantime, the puck was all the way down the ice.
Checked at the line was Huberdeau with a half minute remaining in the penalty to Abdelkader. Tim Thomas will leave it for Kulikov. A first-round pick in 09, a restricted free agent end of the season will be number 7. And a lot of talk about Florida maybe moving that fine defenseman who goes to get the puck right now. He was a healthy scratch this week for the first time in his career. A lot of talent. Just hasn't shown enough of it consistently in Florida. Back to get it goes Tom Gilbert. Red Wings got the puck now as the penalty is over. Abdelkader out of the box. So Florida 0 for 1 on their power play, and this will be icing, and the faceoff will come back. Now this Florida team, 28th in the National Hockey League overall, is a young group with very high draft picks. And Jonathan Huberdeau, mentioned the Rookie of the Year. Nick Bjugstad, the big centerman. And Alexander Barkov, second overall this past summer, just 18 years old. Nathan McKinnon went number 1. Barkov, Finnish born, but Russian heritage, a smart two-way center. And as a 17-year-old, was in the top 10 in the Finnish Elite League in points. So he can put them up. They've just got a ways to go till these guys mature.
Well, that's the challenge for Dale Talon, is to try to, how long do you go with a whole bunch of rookies like Edmonton has done? And how can I find some veterans to mingle into that group and help these young kids both on and off the ice? Too many of one thing is never any good. Even if it's a lot of young superstars, potentially, it's potential. And they've had a lot of good position drafts, and that's showing. But what Dale will do, I think he's going to get some veteran people in here, which may mean, and there's an offside there, that he'll have to bunch up a couple of those draft picks and youngsters and get some other people in here. We'll be back 1-0 for the home team.
A second consecutive start for the second time in 7 games for Jonas Gustafsson, and after the job last night, only 11 shots, Mick, but what a job, what a save this was.
Yeah, this is pretty acrobatic right here. That's a 360 turn. Hold it right there, guys. Look at this puck. I don't know if it's going, it looks like it's going back towards the net, and in reverse order, he does a very, that's unbelievable. Unbelievable save there.
Well, Mike Babcock said he was going to think about to start him again on the plane ride home, and I guess he did that. Even though he faced only 11 shots and he stopped 10 of them as the plays offside, his save percentage took a beating because it was only .909.
Right.
Overall for the season, he's at .929. It's strange. You only get 11 shots in a game, and he must have made, beyond that one, another 5 great saves.
He did. He had 5 or 6 of those 11 shots were really good, high-quality chances. A lot of them by the big line led by Yager. But Mike Babcock told me tonight that, you know what, he's deserved the chance to start. He's done nothing but win. Most of that has been on the road, and that's why he's going in back-to-back, and why not?
He's already appeared in more games this season than the 7 all of last year, even though it was only a 48-game campaign. Up there to get it was Jimmy Hayes to the other side for Cleary, who left it. Cleary banging at it. The goal scorer in this game, his first in 24 for Daniel Cleary. He will now go off in a change as the Panthers will bring it back in. Hayes going up there. Hit Lashoff. Kendall tried to slide it around in behind, got help from his defensive partner. Bit of a suicide pass there for Emerton. Chopped that at center was Bukestad. And Lashoff turns in his own zone. So Bertuzzi is out with Franzen and Nyquist who carries. For Bertuzzi, able to find that puck. Nyquist flying up the wing. Bertuzzi didn't see him though. Went back there for Franzen with a good move. Dumped one into the right wing offensive corner where Campbell beat Nyquist to it. Franzen closed on his man. And the Panthers just clear it to center and right back in by Kronwall. Campbell got one around here for Upshaw. Gabranson into the middle for Huberdeau. Jonathan Huberdeau, number 11, across center and in. Gustafson left it there for Kronwall. Abdelkader at the line, didn't get it out as that's intercepted. Fleischmann's shot went wide of the net. And the Red Wings, Eriksson off the glass, knocked down there by Weaver. Went Weaver on the blue line, number 43. Abdelkader carries ahead, cut off here by Kulikov. Put it in back of the goal. Weiss is out. Weaver with it. Over Kulikov's stick. It came from Marcel Gotch. Met there by Quincy. Kulikov back for Gotch. Quincy steps up again. Kulikov with a good pass for Kopetsky. Kopetsky carries in. Gets it over to Fleischmann. Rips a shot wide of the goal on the glove side of Gustafson.
You won't be happy about that. That's a grade A scoring chance there. You got to hit the net from 15 feet out on a full-blown 2-on-1.
Brian Campbell, who loves to rush that puck. Played 26 minutes against Winnipeg in victory. First time in 8 games he's been under 28. Puck by Barkov. Put it back of the net. Tied up was Brad Boyes, who's their leading goal scorer with 8, number 24 Boyes. Point shot just wide of the goal. Didn't miss by much from Bergenheim. Brendan Smith had to hurry it. Came out to center. Barkov knocked it down, and then it's stolen. Here comes Tatar. Dancing in across the line. Took a shot. Hit a body. Kindle over to get it. Kindle shooting, and that went off a leg. Tatar picks it up. In deep for Miller. Too far. Barkov's got it. Kicked back at the line by Lashoff. And a lead pass ahead. Bergenheim. Long shot in, handled by Gustafson. Under 8 to play in the opening period. Samuelson couldn't knock it down. Delayed offside, Detroit. Gabranson back for Dylan Olsen. He came over in a deal recently from Chicago with Jimmy Hayes for Chris Versteeg. Long pass ahead for Cleary. Knocked down at the line. Slow to get up there was Hayes. He's hurt as he's trying to make his way over to the Florida bench, number 12, Jimmy Hayes.
Emerton thought he was going to get a penalty on the play. He caught him high, accidentally albeit, but nonetheless, the referee's overlooking at Hayes right now. We'll show you that collision behind the net. Here comes Emerton. He's got his head down with the puck. Well, his stick came up and caught him right here, the side of the head. That's what happened. A bit of a follow-through. There you see it right there. He caught him in the neck, the left ear. That stick actually went right through the strap on the left ear. It's a long way up with Jimmy Hayes. What's he, 6'5"?
6'6".
Yeah.
Spent a couple of years in Ann Arbor with the U.S. National Team Development Program. That shot from Nyquist went off a body. Todd Bertuzzi looks to Nyquist. Whoa, and a shot just out the other side. Here's Franzen. Finds Kronwall, top of the circle, into the slot, but Gustav Nyquist was covered.
Well, this line's been pretty darn good with Bertuzzi coming his second game back from shoulder problems. Nyquist on the right side. And Franzen, the winger most of the time, playing center.
And when they shifted up for a shift without Bertuzzi and Tatar in there last night, wound up with Franzen's game-winning tally in the 3-1 win over New Jersey. Florida had last night off since beating Winnipeg at home. A game that wasn't particularly well attended, and that's the Panthers' biggest issue under new ownership now. But winning gets fans in the building, and they haven't done that. Just one playoff appearance in Stephen Weiss's time, ending a 10-year playoff drought, and lost in the first round in 7 games.
It's a tough sell.
Yeah.
John Van Beesbrook's here tonight, who was their goaltender several years ago when they had that great run, but they haven't had many highlights over the years.
No, they have not.
There's a lot of
final once in
Southern Florida. Lots to do. Got to go into a hockey rink, but you got to be really good.
They do make it attractive, though, for fans cost-wise.
I guess.
That rolls in on Thomas. And I'll hold on to that. We'll be back in a moment. You're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus.
Well, this little ball of energy is something to behold with the Red Wings right now. The other night, he got whacked in the face in the Philadelphia game. No penalty. They said it was a follow-through. It was not a good call. There comes the mouthpiece out of his mouth, and the teeth came with it. And he's spitting whatever was left. Those teeth got spit out. He got new teeth the next day, Ken, and when you and I were talking to him at the airport, he said the Flyers were giving it to him for being a softie, and he's spitting teeth out. He pulled that mouthpiece out of there, and there was a tooth stuck in a mouthpiece.
A few of them.
Oh, my God. And he's a talkative little son of a gun anyway. He's funnier than heck. And boy, does he ever compete.
Yeah.
And he said, these new teeth are better than what I had. I said, you doing okay? Oh, a little sore, but we're okay.
You know, with a group of 10 and the camera folks from HBO and 24/7 here following the Red Wings every move, this will not be icing as Florida will get their first. Tatar could wind up being a good part of that.
No kidding.
The way that he handles himself. Yeah.
Well, right now, the veteran guys will tell you they're feeding off these kids.
Gustafson with a piece of that into the slot. Florida with some pressure here as Boyes gets bumped. Boyes was signed just before the season started. Works it in down low. He was an unrestricted free agent as of late September.
He scored goals, that kid.
Sure, hit 43 and 33 over a 2-year span with St. Louis. Boyes scored just 10 last year on the island, and this year he's leading Florida in goals as that puck is deflected up and out of play. So we'll get a face-off coming up. And one thing about Tatar, he is a great player to watch when he scores goals. Very excitable. Here's his first ever New Year's Eve against the Islanders.
I'd say rather animated.
Yeah, that's what you like, though.
These are all celebrations after goals.
16 times he did that in the American Hockey League playoffs in the Calder Cup championship run for the Griffins.
That is great stuff. I mean, that's fun to watch when a guy's that happy about doing something. Infectious.
Yeah.
The Red Wing coaches are loving it.
Oh, Smith had to be careful. That nearly had his pocket pick. And he was the playoff MVP as the Griffins won the Calder Cup. Grand Rapids this year, they won their 6th in a row last night, beating Rochester. 16-4, 1-1 is Jeff Blashill's group in Grand Rapids. Just a terrific record to start this season for the Griffins off their championship run. Weaver on the intercept, the former Michigan State Spartan. Got one through and a good save off Hayes by Gustafson. Bertuzzi safely off the boards, got it to center. Kulikov turns, checked by Samuelson. Back to get it goes Mike Weaver. Not a big player at 5'10", but he uses a really long stick. And reach for Weaver. You may notice that defensively tonight. Franzen backhands it over the stick of Kulikov. Back of the net for Weaver. Played one up the middle. Carried on here by Bukestad. Puck came up high, got Huberdeau. Yeah, it did. And they're calling the hand pass. As you're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, presented by Bell Tire. Well, Mike Babcock will be the first to tell you good players make a coach better. So he'll be a much better coach on Tuesday because Pavel Datsyuk, this is this morning, with Chris Osgood in goal. Pavel Datsyuk skating with Danny DeKeyser, and Pavel will be back Tuesday against these Panthers in Florida. Look at that goaltending, though.
Oh, yeah. Well, Ozzy doesn't, a goaltender is pretty vulnerable in an alumni game coming up, and Ozzy wants to be in as good a shape as he can. So he might even take his equipment on the Florida trip.
Well, and Chris told me that Pavel shot one off the boards, went to get it himself, and scored on Chris. Chris told me he felt like a circus animal. The Pavel was just working the puck around him.
Yeah. So good to see DeKeyser out there shooting the puck, skating. He's probably going to take the trip as well. They expect Dan DeKeyser to be back right around Christmas time, which will be about 5 weeks or so with that separated shoulder. But Pavel can do that to a lot of people, so Ozzy shouldn't feel too bad.
And he sure did it to Trevor Thompson, as we've seen.
Yeah.
We saw that. As Thomas will hold on. Red Wings in a 1-0 lead on the Danny Cleary goal. And you can get the $59 fan pack to watch the Wings battle the Lightning December 15th. Or see them face off against the Ducks, who are terrific this year, December 17th. You'll get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, and 2 soft drinks for just $59. For tickets, call 313-471-7575 now. Ticket executives are standing by. And Ryan Getzlaf of Anaheim is scoring goals like he's never scored before. He's having a great year.
Best ever so far.
Yeah.
Usually passing the puck, but they finally got him shooting the puck. Now they got him and Perry together, boy. Those two score 30 to 40 goals. Perry's a 50-goal scorer.
Face-off won by Detroit.
That's a good hockey team there in Anaheim. They don't lost at home.
Here comes Bukestad up the wing. Dropped it back to Huberdeau. Good save. Gustafsson with the left pad.
Well, Gus has seen almost as many shots already as he saw in 60 minutes last night. Turnaround backhander. Not a heavy-duty shot, but a little bit tricky. You got to hold your position. And he did, and just lowered that pad. Boy, I don't know how these guys go down there. Look at the knees go to the floor. I mean, that has got to be so hard on your hips and the hip flexors, and why so many goaltenders have issues with their hips. It's the style. Anything but stand-up like Ken Holland plays today and in the old days with those nice pads of his.
That knocked down in front of Gustafsson as 3 Red Wings move it here. Tatar worked his way free, found a little bit of space, then got closed off by Bergenheim. Anderson back of the net. Tried to bank one off Thomas. Bergenheim over there for Florida. Behind the goal to Erica Branson. Kindle moved in on Campbell. Jakob Kindle backhanded one toward the goal and just off the outside of the net. Skipped through. That went off to Tatar with a nice play to get it back to the line to Kindle.
He's putting on a show.
Oh, he lets it go through his legs. Gets the puck back, knocked it out of the air. Tatar to the line to Kindle. With a lane, took a shot. Rebound out front of the net. And Miller ran into traffic.
It's amazing. Get Tatar playing to your third line. And then they move him up, as you pointed out, Ken, last night with Franzen and Nyquist, and he sets up the winning goal in New Jersey.
Panthers carry into the slot. The pass for Hayes knocked down. Kulikov shooting. And Gustafsson out in front of the blue to make the save. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. And with Toronto playing Detroit in the alumni showdown at Comerica Park, and so many folks that I know from Toronto saying, what's with Jonas Gustafsson? Man, he was never this good in Toronto. And I said it's taken Jim Bedard a couple of years to work with him to undo everything that I guess Francois Allaire was teaching him in Toronto.
Oh, you're throwing him under the bus.
Just to play so deep in the net. No, I think they've thrown Allaire under the bus in Toronto too.
I think you're right.
No, because they're seeing what Gustafsson can do when he just plays like he can. He worked with the talent he's got. And done a great job with that, Jim Bedard here in Detroit.
Well, it's a tough position. Sometimes it goes right, sometimes it goes left, as Sergei told me one time, and sometimes the ball stays with me. In other words, I miss it. That goaltending's a tough place to be, boy.
Kulikov patiently sends a bouncer down that Quincy knocked away. Brendan Smith back for Quincy. Angled ahead for Weiss. Checked at center. Brought back in for Huberdeau. Huberdeau to the slot. To the other side to Scotty Upshaw. 17 points leads Florida for Upshaw. Here's Campbell. Top of the circle. Deflected in front of the goal. And Alfredson carries to center with 15 seconds to go in the opening period. Back for Dylan Olsen. Playing in just his 6th game of the season for Bukestad. And then Nick Bukestad moved one for Campbell. Time for one last shot if he does. He does not. And the period comes to a close with the shots even at 9. Well, the only goal from Danny Cleary. And coming up in our Ram Intermission Report as we get ready for the Winter Classic and Winterfest, we'll have a feature on Frank Mahovlich, who played for both Detroit and Toronto and gave up Frank to get Mick from Montreal.
Yes, we did.
That worked out okay, I'd say, for us. John? Welcome back to Joe Louis Arena, and a reminder to vote in the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's new premium Southwest McWrap. To vote, just text WINGS followed by a space in the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com and see final results post-game during Red Wings Live. With John and Chris and Darren tonight, there's Johan Franzen, who had 2 goals the first 12 games of the year. He was injured for 5 of the next 6. Then has scored 7 the past 12 games. And 4 goals the past 6, including 2 game winners. So there aren't many streakier than Johan Franzen. When he gets on that proverbial roll, he starts scoring. 1-0, second period underway. Red Wings are in the lead on Daniel Cleary's goal from Abdelkader and Emerton at 4:06. Panthers' Tim Thomas defends the goal to our right as Dylan Olsen makes the play to Jonathan Huberdeau. Now Gabranson will send a long shot in. Huberdeau, Gabranson, and Barkov, all top 3 picks for Florida the past 4 years. Brought in here by Bertuzzi. Who's going off slowly was Nick Bukestad, who's hurt over at the Florida bench. Did that puck go into the Red Wing bench? I think it did, and that's why we'll get a stop and play. Bertuzzi didn't like the call.
You know, it might have hit him in the back, and he was going for a line change, but something happened on the ice that he was upset about. He had a couple of chances last night. He and Cleary both. Bird is being like Brutus out of the cartoon Brutus and Popeye.
Popeye.
Yeah. He's ugly, and he's upset.
Hey, you're calling him ugly?
No, it's a different kind of ugly. He's an ugly mind right now.
He'll let you have it.
Don't be putting me under that bus. I got to go down that dressing room after there.
No, I know. I just wanted to clarify so that he doesn't hear from his friends.
Oh, he knows better than that.
Okay.
I've called him Brutus before.
No, it's the ugly part.
He's thinking ugly.
Okay. Bergenheim with a shot that Gustafsson stopped. It's the 11th he's faced. So he's even now, Gustafsson, with the work last night that he had in New Jersey.
What you forgot to say, as I said, he's ugly right now. That doesn't mean he's ugly all the time.
True. That's true.
Oh, the vernacular in hockey. It's a wonderful thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a family show, too, and we can keep it that way. Isn't that wonderful? At least up here in the press box it is.
We try. Alfredson was forced by Campbell. Loose puck here, and Weiss trying to get to it, but he couldn't. Weiss missed some games this season with a groin injury, and it just doesn't look like he's got a full step. Weiss up the left wing. Put it through for Abdelkader. Campbell forces him wide. And Abdelkader stays with it. And Campbell able to knock one to the line, and then it's past Kindle. Bergenheim, who missed all of last season with an injury, got it through, and the shot by Gotch just missed. Stephen Weiss played one in behind. Puck is stolen by Florida, then gathered back in by Tatar. back for Kindle. And the safety of the goal behind Gustafson. Waits for his mates to get organized.
The first thing they teach you as a young defenseman, use that net as an advantage to set up your plays and block off the opposing forward.
Anderson was taken to the boards by Thomas Kopetsky. Weaver slithered one along and helped out by Gotch. Tatar moved it quickly to an open wing where Miller gets to. Tim Thomas will play one for Kulikov to Weaver. Pass to Marcel Gotch. Backhands one that Fleischmann couldn't find. Gotch to Kopetsky. Kopetsky is in, and the shot deflected off a stick and just wide. Kopetsky just returned the other night in the game against Winnipeg in victory. Previous 5 games, Kopetsky had been injured.
He and about half the league. Far too many guys in this league are hurt.
Yeah.
And it's because of the speed of the game. I hate to say it, but it should be a slower game, and we'd have a better game.
A save there by Gustafson. Fought it off. They score! The rebound.
Wait a minute.
Banged in by Jimmy Hayes.
Thought I heard a whistle go.
Kelly Sutherland, the referee, was there. He wasn't blowing it. Maybe he thought they should have.
I could have sworn I heard a whistle up here. And the referees now are talking to each other, but boy, that was strange. Where's the puck? It's laying under the right pad. It looks like we get a different look at it. In this second, listen to when I thought the whistle went. So he had to see that puck was loose not to blow the whistle and allow Florida to push the puck into the net without the pad. You can't do that. It has to be under the pad, not with the pad, or it was a no goal.
So Jimmy Hayes scores his 3rd of the season and a goal against Winnipeg on Thursday. Gustafson stopped that one and knocked it aside. So Florida now with 13 shots. 2 more than the Red Wings allowed last night to the Devils in a 3-1 win. Sean Mathias and Dylan Olsen picking up the assist at 2:59. So the trade paying dividends in the Hayes acquisition along with Dylan Olsen for Chris Versteeg for Florida. Olsen had scored his first NHL goal Thursday for Florida as well. So they're getting key contributions. Kindle sent it in. Bertuzzi was in ahead of the playoff side. Franzen hasn't noticed yet. He'll have to back up. And he does that. As that's sent in by Gilbert. Upshaw got it into the middle. And a backhand shot by Bukestad couldn't get it away.
All of that because of an awkward pass from the goaltender to Kindle. Whoa!
Save Gustafson there off the Dmitry Kulikov shot.
Wow. Well, let's revisit this thing and see why the whistle did not go. How does the referee see the loose puck? See, there it is, right there. Right there is the puck. It's just, but I mean, that's on the pad. That's why the Red Wings are complaining that they thought the whistle should have gone. See it drop right down there. There you see it right between his pads, and his pad is on it right there. So lots of times we see quick whistles, nothing there, and the Red Wings pay the price, 1-1. Green.
Smith was hit as Abdelkader backhanded one. Ricochet just over top of Thomas. Played to center by Barkov. Weiss gets knocked down by Barkov, who got the puck up with Bergenheim and Brad Boyes. Sean Bergenheim back to get it. Oh, big collision at center between Abdelkader and Barkov as Boyes goes in deep. Abdelkader for Alfredsson. Alfredsson into Florida territory. 2 assists shy of 700 for Daniel Alfredsson, who's on a 4-game point streak right now with 7 points his past 4.
He's a much better playmaker than I ever thought he was. Holy smoke. And last night was a great example of that on the goal by Anderson late in the second period.
The more I watch Ottawa, the more they miss Daniel Alfredsson. Just his presence. Dylan Olsen with a pass for Thomas Fleischman. The Red Wings 63rd overall pick in 02. Knocked off the stick of Gotch. Here comes Tatar, overskated and offside. If a Detroit player gets a hat trick in this game, bring a copy of the scoring summary to a participating Arby's location tomorrow and get your free small order of curly fries. You can find a copy of the summary in your newspaper or on the Red Wings page at foxsportsdetroit.com.
Well, here we're coming close to 30 minutes, halfway through this hockey game, and again, scoring at a premium. Hard to come by, boy. Most nights, that's the way it is in the NHL.
And again, these two teams will meet again Tuesday in South Florida. Turning with it. Left there by Samuelsson. Eriksson moves in deep with Cleary. Cleary back of the goal along with Emerton. Got it to the line to Kronwall. A shot just wide. The Panthers, good block at the line by Eriksson. In front of the goal and tipped just over top of the net. Off the feed in front by Emerton with Cleary at the periphery of the crease. This will be icing against Florida.
It's Samuelsson wide open in the slot, and it all happened so quickly. Emerton wasn't able to pick him up. He went for Cleary instead. On a horrendous turnover. And look at Samuelsson right up here in the middle. Oh, my goodness. But, you know, your mind's made up. You see it, and boom, you make your play, and later you go, oh, jeez. Can't pick them all.
Red Wings' first shot of the period came nearly 7 minutes in. 15-10 are the shots for Florida. Scores all even at ones. Panthers will be at Chicago tomorrow night before meeting Detroit at home on Tuesday. Then the Red Wings in Tampa on Thursday.
That'll probably, like most games right now with these kind of teams, Tampa's right there with Detroit. The second and third spot in the division. They're playing tonight. Matter of fact, Winnipeg's at Tampa Bay, same start time as ours.
Puck squirted free, but Franzen was there to recover. Puck in the corner for Upshaw. Franzen checked there by John Huberdeau. Back to the line to Weaver. That went wide. Moving up, Kulikov. Brendan Smith battling in the corner.
Look out. Oh, geez, such a high hit.
Weaver hit Nyquist. Sure was, but a bad pass to give Gustav Nyquist right there. And Bertuzzi easily handled Nick Bjugstad. 6'6" forward went down heavily. Franzen cuts in up the right side, cuts back to the middle. Thomas the save, and Bertuzzi ran into him, and they're going to call him for interference. So it'll be a Florida power play when we come back as you're watching Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, presented by Bell Tire. Well, the three new coaches who took over for the fired Kevin Dineen: John Madden, former Wolverine, on the left, Peter Horachek, longtime assistant with Nashville, and the first Florida captain on the right, Brian Skrudland. John Madden, a fine defensive forward at center in the National Hockey League, three-time Stanley Cup winner, great defensive forward as Pavel Datsyuk is now. That's how John Madden was during his 13-year career after playing for Red Berenson at the University of Michigan.
Yeah, a nice little stay at the U of M, and was a very, very serviceable forward in the NHL. Very responsible in his own end, face-off, killing penalties.
Oh, and Gustafsson wasn't sure where it was, but it stayed out. As the Red Wings are shorthanded with Bertuzzi in the box for the interference call. Going wide with it was Barkov. Barkov checked there by Eriksson. Puck squirted free, and Drew Miller skates it out along with Joachim Anderson. Miller takes a shot that goes wide. Kevin Dineen, the former Panthers coach, was fired after a 3-9-4 start. Peter Horachek, who'd been in the American Hockey League and, 9 years an assistant with Nashville under Barry Trotz. Got the reins. Back to the line it comes for Fleischman. Moved here to Campbell. Back to Fleischman. It's blocked getting in front of it not once but twice is Franzen, up along with Alfredsson. As the Red Wings are shorthanded. Lashoff gives Franzen the puck, back to Alfredsson, firing just over top. Campbell played it back in. Alfredsson knew it was going that way, but the Panthers able to skate it out of trouble. Upshaw to Huberdeau. The pass knocked away. Drew Miller got taken to the boards as Campbell able to hold it in. Huberdeau back to Kulikov, now to Brian Campbell. For Jonathan Huber. Into the slot for Upshaw, and it's deflected up and out of play. Well, Scotty Upshaw with 17 points and a 5-game point streak going, leads the Florida Panthers. An unrestricted free agent signed in July is with his 5th team now, a former pick of Peter Horachek's former team Nashville in 02, 6th overall.
Yeah, those two would have been together in Nashville for a bit of time. He's a good hockey player for Nashville.
And still here in Florida, 12 points in 15 games in the month of November did Upshaw.
Why Barry Trotz always gets so much accolades. They've had an incredible amount of turnover in that organization.
Yeah. Except for the coaching staff, for the most part.
Yeah.
Tim Thomas. Penalty about to expire to Bertuzzi. It is now over. Off the post. As it beat Gustafsson on the glove side. Moving in is Tom Gilbert. Back to the point for Kulikov. Sent in by Gotch. Eriksson went away with a hook there on Winchester.
Well, Florida's really feeding off that strange goal to tie this game. They've had lots of energy since then. With the help of the power play, mind you.
Thomas played one to Winchester, stopped at center as Stephen Weiss is back to get it. For Quincy. Off the defenseman, Eric Gabranson. And we'll get a stop and play past the halfway point in this game, all even at 1 at Joe Louis Arena on a Saturday night.
Toyota Dealers brings you the scouting report on the Red Wing 10-game segments. Here you have a look at it, 1 to 10, 11 to 20, and 21 to 30. Power play has stayed pretty even through all of that. The goals against up in the second, but way back down again. Goals per game really nicely up at 3.4. And the points back to the first 10. Again, a pretty good run in the first one and the second one for that matter too. And they're 5-1, by the way, since Pavel Datsyuk went down to injury. And we're hoping he'll be in the lineup Tuesday night in Florida as we get another stoppage there. So
Pavel missing his 7th game with a concussion tonight.
5-1 they are. Mike Babcock finding different people in different spots like he did the other night with Nyquist and Tatar playing with Franzen. The bingo balls are out with Darren Helm out.
Darren Helm missing his 2nd game with a shoulder problem. Zetterberg his 3rd game with that disc issue in his back. And the 9th game, the shoulder injury to Danny DeKeyser, as we showed you earlier, skating again, along with Pavel Datsyuk. Covering up at the point was Nyquist. Here's Franzen. Sharp angle. Missed that. Lashoff able to keep it in. Nyquist back of the goal. Sneaking in is Kindle. There it is, and just wide. Here comes Bergenheim. Just onside. Gabranson. Saved by Gustafsson. Trying to hold the post just to stand up.
He got belted.
Nyquist went down heavily. Lost a glove. Still trying to make a play.
Got to get off the ice without a glove on.
Not going yet. The Panthers in the midst of a change, and now Gustav Nyquist will head to the Red Wing bench. Alfredsson comes on for him. Kindle with a long stretch pass. Tatar without a stick. So Nyquist without a glove. Tatar without a stick. He'll go off.
Put them all together and get one.
Yeah. Knocked out of the air and Weaver, and knocked down with a high stick.
Joakim Kindle on the follow through ran into Tim Thomas, too. Nyquist made a play like this last night and ended up in the net. This puck never even hit the net, and there was a collision. They could have called that very easily. Let's revisit last night where Johan Franzen went to the front of the net. 1-1 game, third period. Tatar with good work, bang, bang play, and a good finish by 93. When you're in that close, boy, you got to smoke that wrist shot. If you can't put it around him or you put it through him. And Franzen put it through a mess there to end up with a winning goal.
Mike Weaver for Kulikov. Played by Gotch through center. Fleischmann in the rest of the way. Kopecky moves up. Brendan Smith to Weiss, mishandled in the slot. Another try. Fleischmann across. Oh, and stayed out. Kopecky with a good try.
Open net.
Stephen Weiss saying thank you. When they last met in Sunrise, Florida, Weiss had a goal and an assist against the Red Wings a couple of years back. And it was a 4-3 Red Wing victory.
So many games in the NHL, you end up at late second period, tie games. These games are absolutely up for grabs almost every night. And these are key times, like Anderson scored late in the period last night to tie the game, and the Red Wings go on to win it.
Anderson moves one ahead for Miller, gets checked at center. Shot by Winchester, held by Gustafson.
Well, Thomas Kopecky will be talking to himself, former Red Wing. He's healthy now, and he wishes he had a little better aim. Look at this. Oh, my. Abdelkader might have just got a little piece of it. He has plenty of room right in there in the short side. And he misfires on it for one reason or another. Abby might have got a chunk of it.
And the Florida Panthers, Kopecky's team, 9 one-goal losses. Of the 21 setbacks they have, including extra time, 9 have been by a goal. So they're in a lot of games.
I guess that's like Mike Keenan's lamppost, isn't it? It could be looked in different directions. It's a good thing, I guess. You want to paint the town red, but it's another thing if you look at the dark side of it. You can't score, and you can't win close games. Net result is you can't win. That's all that counts.
Chipped ahead and a break for Bergenheim. Kronwall back. Came up the near side. Brian Campbell in deep. Campbell centered one. Coverage down low by Cleary. In good defensive posture is Corey Emerton. Swings it wide for Kronwall. A tip of the puck, but gathered back in there by Campbell. That long pass off the stick of Jonathan Huberdeau, played by Gustafson. Bertuzzi. Short time, a Panther. Dylan Olsen back the other way. Florida joined the NHL in 1993 along with the then Anaheim Mighty Ducks as part of expansion. Florida had one of the most successful first seasons under Roger Nielsen. Team failed to make the playoffs its first 2 years. Roger Nielsen then was fired. Puck to the corner, Franzen. And then Doug McLean was brought in, and the team made its first playoff appearance in '96. And that was a magical year in Florida as the Panthers beat the Bruins in 5 in the first round. We're back in a moment. Well, in any other December, if we're looking at Comerica Park, we think, how long until the Tigers are back? Not far from spring training in Florida and then back up here, but they're readying the ice for Winterfest and the alumni games. 2 of them, a doubleheader at Comerica Park. And don't miss all of the Hockeytown Winter Festival, December 27th to the 31st. 5 unforgettable days of hockey, highlighted by the GLI, AHL, OHL battles, plus the 2013 Maple Leafs Red Wings Alumni Showdown doubleheader on New Year's Eve Day. 313-471-7575 now for tickets. Ticket executives are standing by. As that shot's deflected, Smith got in front of the Fleischmann attempt. Thomas Fleischmann, November of 2010. Washington dealt him to Colorado. signed by Florida as a UFA in July of 2011. At one time, back in 2002, he was a Red Wings 63rd overall draft pick. And in 2004, was sent to Washington with a first-round pick for Robert Lang. As Kulikov shoots one, save made, rebound, just wide of the goal by Fleischmann. And with that first-round pick that Washington got, they used it to take Mike Green. 29th overall.
Not bad. Not bad at all. But what is bad is the Red Wings only have 12 shots on goal here. Like New Jersey back last night at their home. And Florida has taken over at least from a lookout.
Stolen in front. Oh, and a good thing that was a bouncing puck before Gotch could get another attempt.
Oh.
Well, Darren Elliott told us that during our second intermission, that the Red Wings coming off a game last night had their legs, and it was a matter of time until the young Florida legs got theirs going.
Well, they might better find the Red Wings very quickly here because these guys are really pushing hard. And Red Wings at this point are probably fortunate to be still tied.
Brought in here by Anderson. For Alfredson. Up along with Cleary. Tom Gilbert, who spent 6 years in Edmonton, played it up the far boards. Puck not out yet. And a season and a half with Minnesota before signing with Florida, did Gilbert. Tim Thomas, who hasn't had a lot of work, able to fight that one off. Gilbert's got it. Gilbert didn't sign until late September either. Campbell. Saved by Gustafson off the Campbell 60-footer. On the Florida Panthers, we mentioned Thomas Fleischmann. There are some other ties to the Red Wings in Sean Matthias, Thomas Kopecky, who we've spoken of, and Matthias was part of the Todd Bertuzzi deal back in 2007.
You notice the consistency there in the second round, because of the finishes that the Red Wings have had over the years. They just haven't had first-round picks. They've been a real rarity. But those are three potentially very good young hockey players right there. Kopecky, they can keep injury-free. He's a valuable team member within Chicago.
Backhanded off the post. That's 2 off the post this period on Gustafson. I think that's part of the goaltender's equipment, as our guys will tell you. Back of the net for Matthias, who had 14 goals last season. That'll be held by Gustafson.
23 shots unofficially for Florida, and this baby goes off the bar. The backhander up over the glove. Right at the hash marks. That might have just touched him in the nose and the face mask going in. Is that close to him or no? Boy, just over his left ear and off that cross. That's the game of inches that we talk about, and the Red Wings so far are balancing right on the edge. A 1-1 game.
Hamilton grabbed that loose puck. Samuelson ahead for Cleary. Back to the line to Quincy, and Thomas saw it all the way. Well, the first of consecutive games for the Red Wings against these Panthers. And join us again Tuesday when we'll head to Florida. Coverage begins at 7 with Red Wings Live. That's Red Wings and Panthers Tuesday at 7 over on Fox Sports Detroit. Florida with a home record of 5-7-3. And a road record of 3-9-2. They won their last outing against Winnipeg. Just 2 wins the past 7 games for these Panthers. And a win over the Jets broke a 3-game losing streak for them. After a collision, Conwall getting back up as Eriksson waits back of the goal. Long stretch pass for Cleary. Didn't connect, and it'll be icing. Well, they are division foes now with the Red Wings back in the East, and here's a look at the standings. The top 3 teams, by the way, in each division make the playoffs. So The Red Wings in a good spot right now, and then the next two wild card spots, regardless of division. So in the East, there's the Metropolitan Division, as strange as the name may sound, and the Atlantic Division. So the top three in the Atlantic and Metropolitan make the playoffs, and the next two wild card teams are in.
An 11-point lead over Team 6 in their own division. That's a good thing to start looking there first. Ottawa down there.
Samuelson reaches in. Brendan Smith at the right point. Off the boards for Emerton. Try to wrap around. Thomas caught that. Smith played one to the front of the goal off a skate. Marcel Gotch will be first for Florida. They'll just dump one back into the Red Wing end. Both teams in the midst of changing. Just over a minute to go in period 2. Right down for Thomas. Born in Davison, Michigan. Grew up in Flint. He's a teenager. Bergenheim with a shot and a save by Gustafsson. Big rebound! Oh, and Gustafsson recovered on that. Weaver. For Kulikov, intercepted. His pass back for Weaver, taken away by Abdelkader. He's got some help with him. Weiss wanted the puck and he couldn't get it to him. And the Panthers quickly in transition to center. Sent in by Boyes. Gustafsson off the glass, around for Alfredsson. Half minute to go in the period. Stephen Weiss pushed it over. Shot went high over top of the goal from Lashoff as Abdelkader moves in there with Alfredsson. Abdelkader back of the net. Away from Barkov, who's hooking him. 10 seconds to go in the period. Covering up is Alfredsson at the left point. Franzen, checked by Kulikov. Weaver got position on Abdelkader.
Two tight quarters down there. Abdelkader's got to be out of gas for sure. Good shift for him.
MGM Grand Detroit brings you our second intermission activities. We'll take another look at the lineup of legends and a feature on Terry Sawchuk. So to lead us through that and second intermission, here's John, Darren, and Chris. There's number 12, Big Jimmy Hayes, the 6'6" forward. Goals in consecutive games, 3 on the season. He's got the goal that tied up the game for the Florida Panthers, who've outshot Detroit 26-14. And again, Florida had last night off. The Red Wings won 3-1 in New Jersey. The night they outshot the Devils 21-11. And being outshot on the back end here tonight. So third period is underway of this 1-1 tie. Daniel Cleary scored his second of the year at 4:06 of the first period. His first in 24 games. That's been the scoring here tonight. Jonathan Ericsson's got it at center ice. Red Wings with the 12th best record in the National Hockey League coming into the game tonight. 8 of the top dozen teams are from the Western Conference. Florida 28th in the National Hockey League. Even and they're in a tough division, not being in the Metropolitan Division, but in the Atlantic. It's a tougher goal for the teams in what is a stronger division in the East. As that goes off, Brendan Smith up and out of play. And nightly on Fox Sports Live, Jay Onrait and Dan O'Toole bring you all the scores, news, and highlights you need. Don't miss Fox Sports Live nightly on Fox Sports 1. And to find Fox Sports 1 on your provider, go to foxsports1.com now. Jay Onrait must be going through withdrawal with his favorite player, Sergei Bobrovsky, on the injured list for a while. Ahead for Gotch. Gotch has it deep in Red Wing territory. Up with Kopetsky and Fleischmann. Brian Campbell. Put it back in behind the net. There was a time when Florida just had to get to the salary cap floor and added a lot of money to Dale Talon just to get there.
Yeah, he was giving it away in bushel baskets full.
Sure was. Here comes Gotch, a backhander knocked down in front by Quincy.
Well, the Red Wings getting outshot 15-5 in that second period. You got to know they got their attention. Florida did. And they got here. Watch your popcorn, gang.
Yes.
And Dale Talon, the former Chicago Blackhawk, there he is in the middle. Mr. Bill Torrey on Dale's right to our left, and then the great goaltender for the New York Rangers and that good run in Florida, John Van Beesbrook.
Who's now a GM with Milwaukee, the United States Hockey League, and did some analysis for us, college hockey, here on Fox Sports Detroit. Out of the broadcast booth and into the fire.
Bill was with the Islanders for those great years. He was the architect of those championship Islander teams in the early 80s.
Yeah, and Dale Talon must have liked being a broadcaster better, too. There's a shot knocked down in front of Gustafsson. He didn't lose many games when he was broadcasting for the Hawks. Maybe lost a lot of games, but they weren't his fault. Yeah, he had some tough years there. Going off gingerly to the bench is Lashoff. He's hurt as the puck's in behind Thomas. Lashoff's going right down to the Red Wing dressing room. Wrap around, try in front. Thomas trying to find it, so is Miller. And the netminder will grab it. That's gotta hurt.
Block shot. Yeah, he got it in a very bad place, that's for sure. Tough to talk when you get hit there, I'll tell you.
Over top of the goal and off the glass.
See, he's not laughing right now.
No. Just trying to get his breath. Quincy for Brendan Smith. Perfect pass. Corey Emerton. With Bertuzzi and Samuelson. Set in by Sean Mathias. Mathias had a personal best 24 points back in 2012. And he was just a Red Wing prospect. He was sent to Florida. He scored right away a couple of goals, and Ken Holland thinking now he scores.
Yeah.
But that tailed off rather quickly. Good move in, tight, and a shot just wide from Mathias.
The Red Wings really need to try to take advantage of the fact that Florida just doesn't score many goals. They're the lowest in the league, one of the lowest.
Chance in front, they score there though.
Nobody home.
Jonathan Huberdeau.
Nobody home but a white jersey in front of Gustafsson.
7th goal of the season for the Rookie of the Year a year ago.
Mad scrambles all over the place, and there's nobody in front for Gustafsson to help. And he makes a nice backhand move to finish it and give Florida a 2-1 lead. Boy. That's being out of position right there. That play was all happening so fast that everybody was on the left side of Gustafsson and nobody left at home in front in a dark jersey.
Jonathan Huberdeau actually, well, a season ago Rookie of the Year. This year, for all intents and purposes, 2013. And the 3rd overall pick in 2011. Makes it 2-1 for Florida. Their first lead of this game. They've got the last 2 goals. On their 27th shot. Gilbert and Mathias assisting. Here's Franzen looking to get the Red Wings back even. As Franzen with Tatar and Nyquist. So Tatar is taking the spot of Todd Bertuzzi on this top line with Gustav Nyquist and Franzen.
Never did get to the front of the net. Franzen was off balance, actually, when all of that took place, and Thomas just said, that's enough of that stuff.
Marcel Gottsch got to the puck. Up with Kopecky and Thomas Fleischmann. Kronwall is back with Eriksson. For Thomas Tatar. Played it ahead to center for Nyquist. Move quickly through to Kopecky. Angled away. Oh, and a piece of that by Gustafsson as Gottsch got the chance off the rebound. Florida's offside. They back up, and Stephen Weiss has it. To Kronwall. That's into the Florida bench off the stick of Bergenheim. So we'll get a stop in play and a chance to let you know that you can celebrate hockey this holiday season with the Red Wings' new Pick 4-pack. Choose 4 great games from a pre-selected list and enjoy benefits like playoff priority. Plus, you'll get a free ticket to see Michigan State here at the Joe Thursday, January 23rd. Go to DetroitRedWings.com now for tickets. Weiss with Abdelkader and Alfredsson, as that line has remained intact. Brad Boyes gets it in. Gustafsson pressured by Boyes. Move to an open wing, nobody there. Brian Campbell for Florida, and Gustafsson will hold on, and he'll take the face-off. Coming up to the goaltender's right. First Red Wing goalie since Manny Legacy in 2000-2001 to earn points in his first 9 starts of the season. He is 8-0-1. He has not lost at regulation time and has won his past 4 starts with a .939 save percentage the last 4 games. And he stopped 29 of 31 tonight. Drew Miller. Up the left wing side, the shot wide of Thomas. Over Brendan Smith's stick. As a race for the puck. Winchester. Up with Hayes. Hayes with that long reach over the stick of Matthias. To the other side goes Quincy. Miller stopped at center. Anderson back for Quincy. Gilbert will play it back to Brian Campbell. Sean Matthias stops inside Red Wing territory at his pocket, picked there by Nyquist, but he's all alone. Now joining is Tatar. Nyquist made the safe play to push it deep.
There's the line switch right there. Tatar up with.
Here's Franz in the shot.
Franz and Nyquist like last night. We'll try to get some offensive energy. Coaches put these guys back together.
Tatar. For Nyquist. To Bronson. Oh, and he sent it high.
Wow. Shot it early.
Erickson the shot and an easy save for Tim Thomas. 2-1 Florida. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit Plus.
Tonight's hard hits are brought to you by Timberland Pro. And here's a look. Winchester on Bertuzzi. Kulikov on Brendan Smith. Bertuzzi on Marcel Gotch. Abdelkader on Barkov. And Weaver against Nyquist. That was a dandy just inside the blue line. So brought to you by Timberland Pro. Those hits of the night. Abdelkader's had a couple of others that have been doing a lot of chugging, playing with the puck lately and not hitting people. He usually leads the Red Wings in hits every year. His style of play, the way he likes to play it.
He had 120 in 48 games last season to lead the Red Wings. Knocked the puck down at center, did Abdelkader. Lashoff out with Kindle. Kulikov put it in back of the net. Then Gustafsson got stuffed back there. And Kulikov had it taken away by Kindle for Daniel Alfredsson. Lashoff has to backpedal to get it. Weiss to his right. Carries to center. Around 2 Panthers. Then knocked it down. Keeps on going. Weiss into Florida territory. For Alfredsson, who spins back at the line. Point shot was blocked off the stick of Quincy. Has to hurry back to watch Bergenheim, who straddled the line to stay onside as Boyes brings it in. Bergenheim the shot. Knocked down Smith in front. Cleary got his head up. Campbell able to keep it in for Florida. Bergenheim to Boyes. Brendan Smith. Bumped at the line was Cleary. Puck didn't get out. Gustafsson threw it back from whence it came. Moved ahead for Anderson to Danny Cleary. He is the Red Wing goal. Campbell for Brad Boyes. Knocked down at center by Winchester. Red Wings recover. Joachim Anderson. Good play to Tatar. Eriksson had to wait as Nyquist was in ahead of the play. So now Kronwall for Tatar. Back to the line. Good play. Eriksson. The shot. Franzen. And it bounced the wrong way for him.
Mishandled, yeah.
Franzen's got 4 shots tonight, giving him 24 shots the past 7 games. He's had 4 quality chances tonight, has Franzen. Best of the Red Wings. Here comes Nyquist. Deferred to Tatar. Puck to the line to Kronwall. And it bounced over Nyquist's stick as it deflected. It's up high. Dylan Olsen was able to find it. Erica Branson for Florida.
You're going to see lots of 21 and 14 here if the Red Wings continue to be down 2-1. They are guys that are bringing energy. They're bringing opportunities. They're creating scoring chances. They're putting the Florida Panthers on their heels. And the Red Wings haven't done much of that since the start of the second period. They're right now being outshot 32-17. And once again, this building proves to be unfriendly. Unlike the road, Ken. Boy,
yeah, they just seem to relax more on the road.
Unbelievable.
And nobody can figure it out, because if they had a reason, they'd be doing it here too. But 10-3-1 on the road and 5-5-6 at home.
Well, you hate to go out on the road and pay the price and come out with a win.
Here's a chance for Upshaw, and coming out on it was Gustafsson.
And come home and give it away, you know?
Yep. Hammered in to get away from Huberdeau. Keeps on going. Ahead for Miller. Miller back of the net for Brendan Smith. On a backhand. Miller played it back to him, but there's a break the other way. Smith getting back as Huberdeau plays one ahead. Bukestad is in and shoots. And Quincy got in front of that. As the puck is up and out of play.
Well, it was a creative opportunity for Detroit, but a very dangerous one, and it almost cost them. And they had to really hustle back to nullify that play. The right idea, but again, you can see here the back pass when Smith comes back to the front, but there's just too many Panthers in the lane. And they're off. It's a good job by Brendan Smith to use his speed to come back and take away pretty much the 2-on-1. Gee.
And this line of Gotch with Kopecky and Fleischmann has been very good for Florida tonight, creating a lot of opportunities. Here comes Kopecky again. Save made, rebound. Oh, and Weiss got a piece of Gotch. And another chance for this line for Florida. Campbell with a fake with plenty of room and a pass down low into the middle, but right on a Lashoff stick. Who will join the rush with Abdelkader. Abdelkader in the corner. Came back to the line with it, tried to feed down low to Alfredsson. Weiss with a good play to Kronwall. Back in front, bouncing puck.
What do you got?
Penalty from the center ice referee. And they're calling hooking on Florida. So the Red Wings will have a power play when we come back.
58 to go in the third period. It's a 2-1 Florida game, and the Red Wings are going to a power play, and here's why. Abdelkader breaks for the net, and he's hooked there by Fleischmann. Now this guy up here, the referee, not this one, is going to make the call, but look how long it takes him to make it. Plays over. Boy, awful long time after. Red Wings will take it.
Better late than never.
Somebody just said he better have made that call on Fleischmann. Yeah, right.
Very cute.
Yeah.
So a Bell Tire power play. Alfredsson back to Kronwall.
It's cuter if they score.
Yeah. Alfredsson to Kronwall to Franzen to Alfredsson, and a save by Tim Thomas.
The beauty there. Very nicely set up.
Alfredsson patiently to Kronwall. Goes back to Daniel Alfredsson to Franzen. A slap shot. And a collision in front with Bertuzzi and Thomas. Puck back to center and right back for Detroit. Franzen gains his own and sets up. Alfredsson at the right point. Kronwall at the left has it. Back to Franzen. To Kronwall. Alfredsson had to take it on his backhand. Bertuzzi in front. Nyquist with it. Franzen knocks it out of the air. Pressured immediately. Franzen in behind the goal line. And Florida got to that puck. Weaver will send it down the ice. Kronwall waits for his mates to complete a change. Samuelson comes out. Tatar and Cleary. And Weiss, who will go back to get it.
Pass was to nobody.
Kindle threw a couple of Panthers. Then was checked. So Tatar goes to get it. 3 goals the past 2 games for Tatar. Well, in fairness, with all the injuries, this isn't a unit you'd normally see in power play time. Gustafsson has to come out. As the penalty is now over. So Fleischmann out of the box. As the Red Wings are 0 for 2 on the power play tonight. Power play that's 7th in the National Hockey League. And has scored in 8 of the past 12 games. Bergenheim with a shot that went wide. To the point to Gilbert. Deflected. Then over the stick of Boys. Abdelkader for the Red Wings. Up along with Miller. And Anderson. Abdelkader got some room on Gilbert. Abdelkader circles the goal. And Thomas got over to cut it off and hold on.
7:32 to go, and what we got is 3 goals, 2 by the visitors, and our AT&T Uverse Rewind will bring all 3 to you right now. Nice juicy rebound for Dan Cleary to get the scoring going, and Matthias with a drive and a loose puck that the Red Wings thought the whistle should have gone. Ends up being in the back of the net. Hayes, and it's 2-1 right here on the back end. And that's all she wrote, brought to you by AT&T.
Well, the past 17 games, as that came in front of the net, that's the 14th third period goal Florida scored the past 17 games.
And Detroit's had a bugaboo in the third period. They've been outscored quite a bit overall throughout this season.
Huberdeau and Eriksson, as Eriksson takes Huberdeau to the boards, but the Panthers come up with a puck and a shot and a save by Gustafsson. Anderson inadvertently gave it right back to the Panthers, but Bjugstad didn't have a stick. Quincy across center and in. Tim Thomas out to play it.
Good job.
Franzen whacked it deep. Nyquist and Olsen battle. Winchester couldn't clear for Florida. Sean Matthias of the Panthers. Smith, look out here, getting in behind is Hayes, but coming out was Gustafsson. Right back in by Matthias.
We're going at lightning speed with very little happening right now.
Nick Kronwall for Brendan Smith, and back to the fine Red Wing defenseman as Kronwall makes the play through. Nyquist had trouble with it at the Florida line. Lash off to Franzen. Couldn't go in as Tatar had been trapped. Now Tatar picks it up. The Red Wings changing. A giveaway there by Smith, who has to recover. And Kopetsky knocked him down to the ice. Again, loose puck grabbed by Florida. Came quickly in on Gustafsson on the attempt there by Fleischmann. Alfredson turns at center. Bouncing puck, and he goes to pick it up. And through his skates, Gilbert, off his skate, nearly came right to Thomas, but knocked down by Marcel Gage. Long shot, Boys after it. Oh, Gustafsson came out to make a good stop on a one-timer on that perfect play for Brad Boys. Long shot in that Tim Thomas will play. Jonathan Eriksson spins back at center. Kulikov lost it. Cleary's got it. Toward the goal, Miller at the goal post.
Wow.
Bergenheim off a skate and offside. Well, time becoming a factor now with the Red Wings trailing by 1 on Fox Sports Detroit Plus.
Well, a young Pee Wee team led by John Blum, former Red Wing, are here. The Glacier Sharpshooters, they call them. They're in here for a 3-game exhibition. They rallied and did all kinds of fundraisers to earn money to get down here to Detroit and buy tickets for this game tonight. 60 of them. And John Blum, who played for several years in the NHL. Look at this goal post right there off the skate of Barkov and in the skate, oh my gosh, of Weaver as well, right off the left post. So congratulations to those young Pee Wee kids that are up here. They're 1-1 playing games. They got a game tomorrow before they go back to the warmth of Florida. But they're watching their favorite team tonight. They had 2-1, Ken, with 4:36 to go.
And this Florida team had gone, before they dropped 3 straight, before they beat Winnipeg, they'd gone on a 4-2-1 stretch. They had wins over Colorado, Anaheim, Vancouver, Philadelphia, before dropping 3 in a row. So they've beaten some pretty good teams. Early October, they beat Pittsburgh 6-3. Well, they're not a team, despite where they are, 28th in the league. They've had some big wins this year. Red Wings within a goal of tying this one up. This will be icing. And as the faceoff will come back into the Florida zone.
Red Wing needs scoring opportunities. They've gotten up to 20 shots, Ken, but boy, they've given up 37 shots. Oh, that is just way too many for their liking.
Well, as a junior, Tim Thomas turned in one of the greatest performances ever by a Flint area high school hockey player. Made 62 saves in a 3-2 6-overtime victory over heavily favored Port Huron Northern in a regional final. Save there he made. Alfredson tried to get to the rebound.
Penalty against Florida and another Red Wing power play as Alfredson going for that puck as you described was hooked from behind. Wow. Well, if you ever want your power play to get it going, this is the opportunity. You're down by a goal. There's 4 minutes left and 2 seconds. Scotty Upshall, the former Nashville forward. And here comes the hook, and he's going to the net. Right there. So Red Wing power play. Back with Tatar, Nyquist, and Franzen to start it off. The last time they were out, they didn't get much done.
Third hooking penalty against Florida tonight as Alfredson knocks it down. Panthers have allowed 8 power play goals the past 7 games. Great time for the Red Wings to get one now. 7th best power play against the 28th best penalty killing unit. Tatar couldn't handle it cleanly. Alfredson. Tatar. Kronwall wasn't sure who was going to take it. And as a result, Jesse Winchester knocked it away.
Of all the times you're going to miss number 13 and number 40, this is it. With your power plays. They're dropping that puck back there, and they just seem to be unsure without those two in the lineup who's going to lug the mail.
They've been lugging it for so long.
Right, exactly.
Franzen. And that's chipped down. Gustafsson will have to come out. That's when you have a new mailman on the route. Sometimes it doesn't get delivered. Doesn't know the route necessarily. Happens.
That's why his bags are made of leather and he can deliver in any kind of weather.
Weiss went back, but Kopecky knocked it away. Kindle to Franzen. Delayed enough, so the Red Wings are onside. Moving up with Samuelsson. Went off Cleary. Kindle held it in. Back for Cleary again. Samuelsson made the play back. Kindle's got it. Weiss moving in. Kopecky got there. And skating away from Samuelsson. Red Wings without a shot on this power play. As it's winding down.
Well, they don't call icing on that.
Well, the Red Wings 0 for 3. Florida with 2 opportunities, under 2 to go. Anderson's pass didn't work. Weaver was there to take it away. Huberdeau got it ahead for Bukestad with Brendan Smith. Knocked down by Upshaw. Grabbed by Abdelkader. Jonathan Ericsson. 90 seconds left in the third. A bouncer in wide of Thomas. Gustafsson still in goal. Looks to the bench. Not out yet. Miller trying to get it along with Abdelkader. Put it in front. Gustafsson still in goal. Puck back to the Florida net. Intercepted. Oh, and out the near side by Abdelkader. Eriksson, his shot goes high over top of the net.
Geez.
Now Gustafsson's going and thinks better of it. As Smith makes the play to Anderson. A minute to go in the third.
You gotta go. You gotta trust it and go and get your 6 forward out there to help you get up the ice.
Brendan Smith. Crowd anxious. Now Gustafsson's going. Franzen kicks it ahead beautifully. Franzen spins back around. Campbell shot on Thomas. And a hold on. With 42 seconds left.
Timeout coming now. I'll guarantee you that. Franzen's played a lot tonight. Backhand from an awkward angle for sure right here by Franzen. Nothing else to do. Throw it to the front of the net. He did get a bit of a bobble, but a good job by Tim Thomas to make sure that thing didn't lay around there for too much time and end up in the back of the net.
That's his 5th shot on goal tonight.
Tatar and Nyquist going for garbage. And here the meeting takes place as to how we're going to win the draw and set this baby up to tie the game up with 41 seconds left. Bring it while we're waiting for that. The high-speed shot of the game brought to you by Charter Internet. Matthias makes the shot, and Jimmy Hayes picks up the garbage there on what they thought was a late whistle. That tied the game at 1 other goal, and that's why Florida leads by a goal with 41 seconds left. Been an energetic group, Ken, after they scored that goal and tied the game, for sure.
As the former Red Wing draft pick looks on. 47th overall in 06, Sean Matthias.
28-14 after that first period. Florida's outshot Detroit.
So Franzen, Bertuzzi, Alfredsson, Tatar, Nyquist, Kronwall. Gotch on the draw. And Florida won that face-off back, but the Red Wings keep it in. Tatar looked in front for Nyquist. And jammed out of the zone by the Panthers.
He's not going to go. Not going to go.
Kronwall back to retrieve it. 20 seconds to go. To center. The pass for Tatar, and he missed it. It'll be icing.
Oh, boy, that's too bad. Bad bounce again with that puck tonight. That's the way she's gone for Detroit. One of those nights.
So Gustafsson will come back to the goal with 14 seconds remaining. Again, these two teams will meet Tuesday night in Florida. We're on Fox Sports Detroit.
Tall order to get up the ice in 14 seconds and score.
Kicked ahead though. Knocked back into the zone by Gotch. Plays onside with 5 seconds left, and the Florida Panthers are going to win the hockey game by a final score of 2-1 as Florida's won 2 in a row. Tim Thomas, a happy goaltender. And Jonathan Huberdeau's got the game winner, his 7th of the season at 3:29 of the third period. That was the difference. The final shots, 37-23 for Florida.
The other thing, Ken, too, is that Gustafsson's role comes to an end as well.
First regulation loss.
That's right. Yeah, he's been unbelievable. He didn't get much support tonight. And the Panthers, with 37 shots overall unofficially to Detroit's 23, get out of here with a big 2 points for them. And we'll give you our Big Boy play of the game. Brought to you by Big Boy, and it's going to be the save by Tim Thomas off Daniel Alfredson here in a 2-1 game in the third period, going for the top corner, couldn't get it there. Tim Thomas makes our big boy play of the game save. And our Miller Light moment is the game-winning goal by the Florida Panthers. Brought to you by Miller. Huberdeau from Gilbert and Matthias, a backhander when nobody was at home except white jerseys in front of Gustafsson. And Florida took advantage of that. A mad scramble, a missed assignment, and all of a sudden it's 2-1, and that's the way it stayed as Florida gets out of here with 2 points. And disappointing loss again for Detroit after a big game on the road last night. Boy, it's hard to figure it out, isn't it? They're great on the road, and they just can't seem to get it consistently well at home.
Then the good thing is we're going on the road.
There you go.